warning and the tornado warning will both be allowed to expire here shortly. So we're going to stay on with you for another couple of minutes. Reason being, because if that rotation does pick up again, we're going to be on here with you and kind of tracking this minute by minute for you. But again, it looks like this has been a pretty quick rotation event. And what I mean by kind of a strange looking line of storms, you see the curl with this here. That's the reason why we've had this tornado warning in effect for places like Fort Atkinson, because this line is curling back around and it's almost creating somewhat of a natural rotation within the storm itself. And so it's that curl that induced that tornado warning. So let me set your mind at ease. If you're on the front line of this storm, okay, that we're not dealing with any tornado threats. Sometimes we deal with kind of little areas of rotation along the line. That's not what's happening here. That's what's happened over the last couple of weeks, right? Rotation embedded within this line of thunderstorms. That we're not dealing with. It's that curl in this case right over the Fort Atkinson area. So Palmyra, I would prepare for about 50 to 60 mile per hour winds at this point. Whitewater as well is just affecting you at the moment. You're kind of right in the core of the storm right now. This is going to continue to move to the east. So Eagle, you're going to be next in line with this. It looks like it's strengthening a little bit here, right over the central portion of Walworth County. So Williams Bay, Lake Geneva, you've got a decent storm heading your way as well. Again, nothing tornadic, and I'm not overly concerned that we're going to see anything tornadic out of this here as we continue, unless we see this area of rotation try to kind of spark up again. That would be the only concern. But as of right now, that rotation, which was pretty strong a few minutes ago, has quickly started to dissipate. So that's why they're going to let this tornado warning officially expire in 5 minutes at 7:30. But we need to stay on with you until that point in case we see something kind of flare up again here. Let's talk about the rain threat as well quickly, because that's the overarching big story here as we go throughout the next several hours. There is a flood watch that is in effect for the area here. Now, here are all the warnings that are in effect. This is the flash flood warning that is in effect for parts of Fort Atkinson, and a severe thunderstorm warning and a tornado warning. I mean, Fort Atkinson, I'm telling you, you can't get many more warnings over you than you have at the current moment. There's now a new flood advisory that they are also issuing that includes Walworth and Waukesha because of the heavy rain. Now, I want to take you and zoom you into the Oconomowoc area because you've got some heavy rain. You are not on the severe side of the storm, Oconomowoc, but you've got some decent rain your way, and that's what we're looking at here as we are taking a live look over at I-94 and 67 here in the Oconomowoc area. Again, that heavy rain that continues to fall, and that's the big threat here throughout the night. Again, we talked last night on the broadcast how we were concerned about some brief spin-up tornadoes, and that's what we could have potentially been dealing with in the Fort Atkinson area. However, now it's really going to be about the strong winds here in the short term, and then it's going to be about the heavy rain that's going to continue. Now, we're just getting word here that, again, the warnings are going to be let go here in 4 minutes. So now the strong thunderstorms, of course, are going to continue. But now the National Weather Service indicating wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour with this. You saw as we showed you the winds kind of peering back into the storm there, we're about 50 to 60 miles per hour potentially. 45 to 55 really is what we were noting on there. So that could continue as we go towards East Troy with time into southern portions of Waukesha County. Again, I mentioned Eagle earlier as well. We'll see if this survives into Racine and Kenosha. I know you folks in our southern communities haven't had a whole lot of rain today. Meanwhile, far to the north, they'd say we'd gladly share it with you, right? And you're going to get quite a bit of rain and some wind out of this as well. But again, flooding is certainly a concern. I think that's the overarching concern. Check your basements, check your sump pumps. Be careful driving in this heavy rain as well, as we can have local areas of high water. But again, we're going to wrap this coverage up here in just a moment. But again, this is a tornado warning that is set to expire. So I want to take a peek here at the area of rotation. And this was it in the Fort Atkinson area, just south of Fort Atkinson, where you can see that little curl. And that's what we were concerned with here, was right there. When you saw the red and the brighter green, that was the area of rotation responsible for a lowering. and responsible for some of that rotation that likely did not reach the ground, at least that we're hearing about. We don't have any reports of a touchdown from that, but there was a spotter on that. But you can see how we've gone through time just a couple of minutes later, and you see how now we're seeing just this broad area of rotation. So that is not concerning from a tornado standpoint, and that's why this tornado warning will be expiring here in about a minute and a half. So again, we'll broaden the view out for you here. In fact, I'll show you the warnings once again. So the severe thunderstorm warning that surrounds this, so this is going to include you folks in the Eagle area, for example. This is the one that goes down to Williams Bay and also includes the Walworth area. That is going to also expire at 7:30. So we're going to be able to get rid of both of these tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning. The flash flood warning, however, which also includes the Fort Atkinson area, that's going to run until 9:30 tonight. And then just to add to this, there is a flood watch that is in effect for most of the area, not including our northern counties, and that runs until 4 o'clock in the morning because, yeah, we don't need any more rain out of this, right? So that's what we are dealing with when it comes to this activity, and we'll just broaden this out. We're going to let you go back to programming here in less than a minute. But what's going on tonight is that this line is going to come through. We'll watch it. I think we may potentially get another severe thunderstorm warning into our southern communities if the winds pick back up. I'm not overly concerned from a tornado standpoint any longer, which is good news. Once all this moves through late this evening and early overnight, we should dry things out. And then we might do this again tomorrow afternoon and evening, as we are going to have temperatures in the mid-80s tomorrow and dew points close to 70. Why are we getting all this heavy rain? It's tropical, isn't it? It's because we have this high moisture content in the atmosphere. So that's been the concern. But again, the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning is expiring right now, and I'll show you that. And as that disappears, we are going to take you back to regular programming. So stay with me here for about another 5 seconds, and these will go away, and we will let you get on with your night. That is the latest from here at Fox 6. There go the warnings. Let's get you back to regular programming.
Life-changing money.
Yeah.
Have you always had trouble losing weight and keeping it off? Same.
Discover the power of Wegovy. With Wegovy, I lost 35 pounds.